Hello! Hello out there, just confirming that you can actually see and hear me. Here from my lovely office in Ventura, California. It looks like Christopher's there. Hello, Christopher. So, good evening, and welcome to the musical office. As social media, NPR, and Stephen Colbert all inform me, apparently 2021 is the year of the sea shanty. Who knew? So, because I used to travel around the country, performing at Renaissance festivals and at libraries and doing concerts and pubs and all of that stuff, I have an entire set called Songs of the Sea. And so that is what you're going to get tonight because, you know, you may as well jump on the bandwagon while you can. So all of the songs this evening will involve the sea in some way, shape, or form. I cannot promise that they will all be sea shanties. A few of them will, because it is the year of the sea shanty. But thank you, Christopher. Good to hear. That is loud and clear. You can hear me. Thank you very much. But I will be completely honest with you and say that not all of these are sea shanties. They are all sea-related songs, and I hope you enjoy them. And I'm going to go ahead and start off with one of my favorites, which is The Blackbird. This is a song. So many songs are about men up and leaving women, and there will be plenty of those this evening. This one is about a woman leaving a man. This is The Blackbird. I am a young sailor. My story is sad, for once I was carefree, the brave sailor lad. I courted a lassie by night and by day, but now she has left me and sailed far away. Oh, if I were a blackbird, could whistle and sing, I'd follow the vessel my true love sails in, and in the top rigging I'd there build my nest, and I'd flutter my wings o'er her lily white breast. Or if I were a scholar, could handle the pen, one secret love letter to my true love I'd send. I'd tell of my sorrow, my grief and my pain, since she's gone and left me in yon flowery glen. Oh, if I were a blackbird, could whistle and sing, I'd follow the vessel my true love sails in, and in the top rigging I'd there build my nest, and I'd flutter my wings o'er her lily white breast. I sailed o'er the ocean, my fortune to seek, though I missed her caress and her kiss on my cheek. I'd returned and I told her my love was still warm, but she turned away lightly, great was her scorn. Oh, if I were a blackbird, could whistle and sing, I'd follow the vessel my true love sails in, and in the top rigging I'd there build my nest, and I'd flutter my wings o'er her lily white breast. I offered to take her to Donnybrook Fair, to buy her fine ribbons for to tie up her hair. I offered to marry and to stay by her side, but she says in the morning she sails with the tide. Oh, if I were a blackbird, could whistle and sing, I'd follow the vessel my true love sails in, and in the top rigging I'd thou build my nest, and I'd flutter my wings o'er her lily white breast. My parents, they chide me, and will not agree, saying me and my false love marriage should never be. Oh, but let them deprive me, let them do what they will, with there's breath in my body, she's the one that I love still. Oh, if I were a blackbird, could whistle and sing, I'd follow the vessel my true love sails in, and in the top rigging I'd thou build my nest, and I'd flutter my wings o'er her lily white breast. Thank you very much. Hello, Beth. Good to see you. So, pardon me a moment. I realized that I forgot to grab water before this show, so I am now going to sing with a cough drop tucked in my cheek. Don't worry, it should not destroy the sound in any way, shape, or form. I've been doing this for years. So, we may as well go ahead and get right on to the sea shanties, because sea shanties, it's fun, right? So, did I mention I used to play at libraries? I actually used to travel around the country performing educational shows, or edutainment, as we like to call it, at libraries. And one of the things I used to do was this Songs of the Sea set. And so I get to talk a little bit about sea shanties. I get to geek out a little bit with you folks. Sea shanties were actually used aboard ship to coordinate the movements of the sailors. So someone would sing them, and for instance, everyone would haul on a certain rope. And there were songs for tacking, there were songs for jibing, there were songs for pulling sails up, there were songs for letting sails down, there were songs for coming into port, there were songs for leaving port, whole thing. So, there are a whole bunch of sea shanties out there. I actually at one point had a book like that thick full of sea shanties. I'm not going to cover all of them tonight, but I'm going to do a couple of popular ones because they're really fun. So, and the great thing is I get to use this fabulous boron that I haven't actually really had occasion to play since I brought it back from Ireland, so I'm a little excited. So the first one I'm going to do is one that probably a lot of people have heard. If you've been on TikTok lately, I'm pretty sure everyone is doing this one. If you've ever been to a Renaissance festival, you've almost certainly heard it because like all of the sea shanty groups do it. This is Holloway Joe. This is actually, I want to say this is a tacking song, but I'm not going to swear to that. I'm sure someone will correct me out there because internet. So. When I was a little lass, and so my mother told me, way Holloway, well Holloway Joe, that if I did not kiss the boys, my lips would grow all mouldy. Way Holloway, well Holloway Joe, way Holloway, we're bound for better weather. Way Holloway, we're bound for hey Joe. King Louis was the king of France before the Revolution. Way Holloway, well Holloway Joe. But then he got his head cut off, which spoiled his constitution. Way Holloway, well Holloway Joe. Way Holloway, we'll haul away together. Way Holloway, we'll haul away Joe. Now once I had an English lad and he was fat and lazy. Way haul away, we'll haul away Joe. But now I've got an Irish lad, he'll damn near drive me crazy. Way haul away, we'll haul away Joe. Way haul away, we're bound for bad weather. Way haul away, we'll haul away Joe. Now once I was in Ireland a-digging turf and praties. Way haul away, we'll haul away Joe. But now I'm bought a frigate ship a-hauling sheets and braces. Way haul away, we'll haul away Joe. Way haul away, we're bound for bad weather. Way haul away, we'll haul away Joe. The cook is in the galley, making duff so handy. Way haul away, we'll haul away Joe. The captain's in his cabin, drinking wine and brandy. Way haul away, we'll haul away Joe. Way haul away, we'll haul away together. Way haul away, we'll haul away Joe. All right, so a lot of the sea shanties came, they traveled around the world because, that's what ships do. And so there are a whole bunch of different versions of these sea shanties. And some of them have exactly the same words and exactly the same tune, except that they're identified in different places. So this one is Cape Cod Girls, but it's actually also Galway Girls. And I'm singing the Galway Girls variant because, I can. So, but I'm using Cape Cod because, gosh darn it, my parents are from New England, so I can do that. It says, oh, yes, your father and I sang a few shanties on Sonar 22 Presto. Yes. Yes, I believe that. I expect that is probably Joe Becky talking to me. Hello, Joe. Hello, Joe. Hope you're doing well. But yes, sea shanties are a big part of sailing, and I grew up sailing out at the Wayzata Yacht Club, sailing on, of all things, sonars. And my father was the one who taught me a lot of the sea shanties I know. In fact, I'll actually do one that he taught me towards the end. This was one of my very favorite songs as a kid, so I'll do that for you later. But this is Cape Cod Girls. Them Cape Cod girls ain't got no combs. Heave away, haul away. They comb the hair with the codfish bones, and they're bound away for the whaling. So it's heave her up, me bully, bully boys. Heave away, haul away. Heave her up, and don't you make a noise. We're bound away for the whaling. Them Cape Cod kids ain't got no sleds. Heave away, haul away. They slide down the hills on the codfish heads, and we're bound away for the whaling. So it's heave her up, me bully, bully boys. Heave away, haul away. Don't you make a noise, we're bound away for the whaling. Them Cape Cod doctors don't give no pills. Heave away, haul away. They give all their patients codfish gills, and we're bound away for the whaling. So it's heave her up, me bully, bully boys. Heave away, haul away. Heave her up, and don't you make a noise. We're bound away for the whaling. Them Cape Cod cats don't have no tails. Heave away, haul away. They've all blown off in the northeast gales, and we're bound away for the whaling. So it's heave her up, me bully, bully boys. Heave away, haul were bound away for the whaling. Them Cape Cod men don't wear no coats, heave away, haul away. They wear codfish scales from their heads to the toes. They're bound away for the whaling. So it's heave her up, me bully, bully boys, heave away, haul away. Heave her up, and don't you make a noise, we're bound away for the whaling. And Cape Cod ladies don't wear no clothes, heave away, haul away. So I'm Cape Cod bound just as straight as she goes, we're bound away for the whaling. So it's heave her up, me bully, bully boys, heave away, haul away. Heave her up, and don't you make a noise, we're bound away for the whaling. Thank you very much. Set the boron aside for a moment because, as I mentioned, there were sea shanties and songs specifically for all sorts of different occasions, and this next one was a coming into port song. This was the "Oh, thank God, we've made it home. We are alive. We're going to see our wives and sweethearts now. We're going to be able to put our feet on solid ground for a little while before we have to go out again." So this is a Mingulay boat song. Heave her ho, boys, let her go, boys. Feed her head around into the well. You know what helps it if you actually set things in the correct key. Take two. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Take two. Heave her ho, boys, let her go, boys. Swing her head around into the weather. Heave her ho, boys, let her go, boys. Sailing homeward to Mingulay. What care we though white the minch is? What care we for wind or weather? Let her go, boys, every inch is sailing homeward to Mingulay. Heave her ho, boys, let her go, boys. Swing her head around into the weather. Heave her ho, boys, let her go, boys. Sailing homeward to Mingulay. Wives are waiting by the pier head, gazing seaward from the heather. Bring her round, boys, and we'll anchor ere the sun sets on Mingulay. Heave her ho, boys, let her go, boys. Heave her head around into the weather. Heave her ho, boys, let her go, boys. Sailing homeward to Mingulay. Ships return now, heavy laden. Mothers holding bairns a crying. They'll return yet when the sun sets, sailing homeward to Mingulay. Heave her ho, boys, let her go, boys. Heave her head around into the weather. Heave her ho, boys, let her go, boys. Sailing home let her go, boys. Swing her head around into the weather. Heave her ho, boys. Let her go, boys. Sailing homeward to Mingulay. Thank you, Christopher. I appreciate your vote for the Mixolydian mode, though that is definitely not where the song was supposed to go. All right, so this next one is actually one of my favorite silly sea shanties. It was written by a fellow named Tom Lewis, and basically, it's all about the fact that nobody needs to sing sea shanties anymore because, you know what? The work that you do on a ship now is totally different from what it used to be. So this is the last sea shanty. Oh, me father often told me when I was just a lad, a sailor's life was very hard, the food was always bad. But now I've joined the Navy, I'm aboard a man-o'-war, and now I find a sailor ain't a sailor anymore. Don't haul on the rope, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be your last. Just get your civvies ready for another run ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor anymore. The killick of our mess, he says we've got it soft. It wasn't like this in his day when he was up aloft. We likes our bunks and sleeping bags, but what's a hammock for? Swinging from the deckhead or lying on the floor. Don't haul on the rope, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be your last. Just get your civvies ready for another run ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor anymore. They gave us an engine that first went up and down. Then with more technology, the engine went around. We're good with steam and diesel, but what's a mainyard for? A stoker ain't a stoker with a shovel anymore. Don't haul on the rope, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be your last. Just get your civvies ready for another run ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor anymore. They gave us an old lamp so we could do it right. They gave us a radio, we signal day and night. We know our codes and ciphers, but what's a semaphore? A bunting tosser doesn't toss the bunting anymore. Don't haul on the rope, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be your last. Just get your civvies ready for another run ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor anymore. They gave us a radar set to pierce the fog and gloom. So now the lookout's sitting in a tiny darkened room. Lauren does the navigation. The sonar says, how deep? The jimmy's 3 sheets to the wind and the skipper's fast asleep. Don't haul on the rope, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be your last. Just get your civvies ready for another run ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor anymore. 2 cans of beer a day, and that's your bleeding lot. But now he gets an extra one because they stopped the tot. So we'll put on our civvy clothes and find a pub ashore. A sailor still a sailor, just like he was before. Don't haul on the rope, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be your last. Just get your civvies ready for another run ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor anymore. Thank you, and you're very welcome, Matthew. I'm glad you enjoyed that one. All right, since that was, after all, the last sea shanty, I am now on to just plain old songs of the sea for a little while. So this is, this next set is my sirens set, which is all about sirens as in beautiful women sitting on the rocks, luring sailors to their demises, as opposed to sirens that go woo, 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 and make a lot of noise. So, because one has to qualify these things. It's important. Speaking of changing key, here we go. And so this is the first of the siren songs, and this is about a young woman who gets turned into a siren because her lover betrays her. So I mentioned earlier there would be songs about men leaving women and the consequences thereof. So this is Siren's Lament. My home is a shoal on a picturesque coastline. My life is a sorrow of death and remorse. With angelic sound, my voice rings across the ocean, its only design to steer ships off their course. For I am a siren, I spend my life singing young men to their deaths on reefs filled with blood. A creature of doom with the voice of an angel, condemned forever to live without love. I once was a maiden whose fair face and manner were the talk of the town. As I strode along, all heads turned to watch me, but also to hear me, for always upon my lips was a song. A sailor did hear me and swore he did love me. He courted me rightly, he promised me all. He took me into his strong arms and he loved me, took my maiden head. Thus began my fall. For I am a siren, I spend my life singing young men to their deaths on reefs filled with blood. A creature of doom with the voice of an angel, condemned forever to live without love. Though my sailor did profess to love me truly, his actions proved that another held sway. He renounced me outright, then cleaved to another, courted her, married her, then sailed away. I ran to the cliff tops that looked o'er our harbour. I watched his ship sail from my own native shore. I let loose my voice, in my rage started singing. I watched his ship turn, and towards me it bore. For I am a siren, I spend my life singing young men to their deaths on reefs filled with blood. A creature of doom with the voice of an angel, condemned forever to live without love. My voice was as sweet as that of an angel. It rang across the waves like a clarion bell. I watched as my sailor's ship crashed on the rock shoal. Then I knew truly I'd sung his death knell. I cast myself off of the cliffs to the wave line, hoping to drown all my pain in the sea. I landed so lightly upon the shoal's beachhead. Then did King Neptune take his prize from me. For I am a siren, I spend my life singing young men to their deaths on reefs filled with blood. A creature of doom with the voice of an angel, condemned forever to live without love. I saw my love flailing in dark stormy waters. He called out my name and begged for my hand. He said that I was the one he loved truly. My heart was so broken I could not understand. My love and his shipmates all drowned 'neath cold waters. I stood on the shoreline, so scared and alone. King Neptune did rise from the waves to inform me the shore would remain forever my home. For I am a siren, I spend my life singing young men to their deaths on reefs filled with blood. A creature of doom with the voice of an angel, condemned forever to live without love. So I've watched hundreds die, drawn in by my singing. What once was my blessing now is my curse. 'Twill take a love truer than mine ever had been, a voice much stronger my fate to reverse. So now I sit on my rock and I wonder why love is so fickle and pain is so long. Why no man's heart can be so true to his lady to prevent him being drawn in by my song. For I am a siren, I spend my life singing young men to their deaths on reefs filled with blood. A creature of doom with the voice of an angel, condemned forever to live without love. So you women who fancy that men might be faithful, know that their hearts can be turned with a song. Remember the siren whose heart remains broken, who's condemned to our loveless life ever long. For I am a siren, I spend my life singing young men to their deaths on reefs filled with blood. A creature of doom with the voice of an angel, condemned forever to live without love. You're absolutely right, Matthew. Serves him right. But you know what? As in all things, and of course because this is a legend and a fairy tale, it's all the guy's fault. Sorry guys, this is a standard plot complication, but this guy did have an excuse. It's not a good excuse, but it is at least an excuse, and for once in a fairy tale we're going to hear the fella's side of the story. This is Sailor's Curse. My curse lies upon the salt seas, and fated am I to roam them for centuries long in a form not my own, and all for the love of a siren. So many long years have passed since ship as a helmsman, a maid in all ports, and a good hand on deck, until I set eyes on my siren. Her face and her figure, so pretty, so fair, enough to set man's heart to pound. And then she sang with the voice of the muses themselves, and I fell in love with a siren. Oh, I rue the day that I touched any other, as my downfall it would be. But my folly did cause the birth of a child, and his mother lay claim to me. She forced me to wed, and I did comply, although my heart it pained. And I swore to myself, though I could never tell her, true to my love I remained. I returned to the sea right after I wed, hoping to escape my misfortune, but my love's heart did rage, and my ship was drawn in by the beautiful voice of my siren. My ship ran aground, and I sank 'neath the waves, but because of my love unbroken, I was changed to a dolphin and condemned to wait for the voice that would free my siren. My curse lies upon the salt seas, and long and I have roamed them, and long has my love sung men to their deaths, and still I must wait for my siren. Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Good to see you. And hello, Derek. So glad to see you. Glad to see you up and about and doing well. That is fantastic. So I beg everyone's indulgence. It's been a while since I've done some of these songs, so I'm using lyric sheets tonight. All right, so in the end, because all stories must have an end, this poor siren is stuck there for centuries. And suddenly, one day, this is what happens. Black is the color of my true love's hair, green is the color of his eyes. A more handsome man you've never seen. Under the clear blue skies, my love, oh, under the clear blue skies. My love, he is a sailor lad. He sails the ocean wide, and never a truer hand at the helm did sail the stormy tide, my love, did sail the stormy tide. Upon a lovely summer's day, his ship drew near the shore, and I went up to the high rolling cliffs to watch her as she bore, my love, to watch her as she bore. A siren song came over the bay, as sweet as it could be. The ship turned tack and sailed away, taking my love from me, my love, oh, taking my love from me. The siren song drew them away towards a reef's great breadth, and if my true love followed the song, 'twould surely be his death, my love, 'twould surely be his death. That I sang like an angel fair, 'twas known both far and wide. So my voice clear and true as a bell went rolling across the tide, my love, went rolling across the tide. My love sure when he heard my voice, the siren spell set free, he turned the wheel, the ship did come a-sailing back toward me, my love, a-sailing back toward me. The crew did not my own voice hear, the siren still held sway, and as our voices rang over tides, the ship she sailed away, my love, the ship she sailed away. Hold off, my crewmates, hear ye not, my love he did implore, the sound of my own fair angel true, that's guiding us safe to shore, my love, that's guiding us safe to shore. The crew did stop and listen to the song the siren sang, then my voice overpowered hers, as over the waves it rang, my love, as over the waves it rang. The crew did hear, and one did say, "'Tis an angel from above." No, no, my friend, what you do hear is the voice of my true love, my love, the voice of my true love. The ship heaved to and turned back to shore, now safely free from harm, and I ran down to the docks to find the warmth of my true love's arms, my love, the warmth of my true love's arms. Oh, black is the color of my true love's hair, green is the color of his eyes, a more handsome man you've never seen. Under the clear blue skies, my love, oh, under the clear blue skies. And now that the curse is broken, off in the distance, you see two dolphins leaping away together at last, after all the centuries, because every fairy tale deserves some sort of happy ending, right? So, hello Gidget, hello Lucy, thank you Nick. By the way, it's really fun to, normally I would chat with people after a show, and it's kind of fun to get to chat with you during a show. So thank you guys very much for using the live chat. It's a lot of fun to be able to see you and say thank you, Christopher. very much for your cheering for the siren set. So, we were talking about the fact that men are usually the ones who are leaving women behind. Well, there's a fantastic song, a modern song by a woman named Janie McNeely, who tells me, well, I guess I'd better actually put this up on some sort of publishing site because you people keep recording it and I got to get something somewhere. So she actually told me that after I'd recorded this with my women's a cappella group, Sailor's Dream. And this is a wonderful song about what happens, when all the ships are out. Well, the ladies are at home. So this is Twiddles by Janie McNeely. I should go a little lower than that. When the boats all get to sailing and the men are off and gone, what about the women who are up and left alone? Do you think they sit and twiddle thumbs till the men come home? Well, there's other things to twiddle when a girl's left on her own, and it's twiddly-idee-idee-I, twiddly-idee-ay. There's times a man will leave you feeling broken with dismay, and it's twiddly-idee-idee-I, twiddly-idee-ay. There's other things to twiddle when your man has sailed away. I remember Nellie, she was young and she was gay. She won the heart of Captain Dan before he sailed away. He left her high and dry with just a kiss upon her chin. But as the ship was sailing out, another ship sailed in, and it's twiddly-idee-idee-I, twiddly-idee-ay. At times a man will leave you feeling broken with dismay, and it's twiddly-idee-idee-I, twiddly-idee-ay. There's other things to twiddle when your man has sailed away. Then there was Lucinda Brown, as fair as any maid, who true love went a-voyaging, a sailor-man by trade. Oh, keep the fires burning, love, those are the words he spoke. So she found herself another man to keep the fires stoked, and as twiddly-idee-idee-I, twiddly-idee-ay. As times a man will leave you feeling broken with dismay, and as twiddly-idee-idee-I, twiddly-idee-ay. There's other things to twiddle when your man has sailed away. Lucy Jeffers' man came home and knocked upon the door. He was as glad to see her as she'd ever been before. He left her lying in the bed, but Lucy didn't care, 'cause the poor guy in the closet sure could use a little air. And his twiddly-idee-idee-I, twiddly-idee-ay. There's times a man will leave you feeling broken with dismay, and his twiddly-idee-idee-I, twiddly-idee-ay. There's other things to twiddle when your man has sailed away. You hear a lot of stories about the sailors and their sport, about how every sailor has a girl in every port. But if you added 2 and 2, you'd figure out right quick that it's just because the girls all have a lad on every ship, and it's twiddly-idee-idee-I, twiddly-idee-ay. There's times a man will leave you feeling broken with dismay, and it's twiddly-idee-idee-I, twiddly-idee-ay. There's other things to twiddle when your man has sailed away. Thank you, because, this is fun. All right, so I promised you a song that from my childhood. So, Joe, this is something that my father, who you used to sail with, taught me as a kid. It's a very silly, silly song. And because my family grew up singing together, my sister also knows this song. And for years, she would sneak into concerts randomly. And from the back of the audience, she would request Eddystone Light. And of course, that sort of made me obliged to do it. Well, I actually got her one year. When I was in Ireland, she came to visit, and I made her come up on stage and sing it with me. So, Farina, this is for you, because you're always the one who requests this. This is the Eddystone Light. My father was the keeper of the Eddystone Light, and he slept with a mermaid one fine night. Out of this pair there came 3, a porpoise, a porgy, and the other was me. Yo-ho-ho, the wind blows free. Oh, for the life on the rolling sea. I'm going to try this a little bit higher. There we go. Oh, one night as I was trimming on a glim, about to sing an evening hymn, a voice from the starboard shouted ahoy, and there was me mother sitting on a buoy. Yo ho ho, the wind blows free. Oh, for the life on the rolling sea. That's still too low for me right now. I apologize. Oh, what has become of my children three? My mother then did ask of me. One was exhibited as a talking fish, and the other was served on a chafing dish. Yo ho ho, the wind blows free. Oh, for the life on the rolling sea. With a flash of phosphorus from her seaweed hair, I looked again, and my mother wasn't there. But a voice came echoing out of the night, "The devil take the keeper of the Eddystone light." Yo ho ho, the wind blows free. Oh, for the life on the rolling sea. Thank you very much. So it looks like I have time for one more song before I go. And since at least half of my audience is either pub singers or folks who have done the Minnesota Renaissance Festival, I would encourage you to sing along with me on this one, because I am sure you know it. This is, because it is the last song after all, this is Health to the Company. Kind friends and companions, come join me in rhyme. Come lift up your voices in chorus with mine. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may and might never all meet here again. So here's a health to the company, and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may and might never all meet here again. My ship lies at anchor, she's ready to dock. I wish her safe landing without any shock. And if ever we should meet again by land or by sea, I will always remember your kindness to me. So here's a health to the company, and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may and might never all meet here again. Our paths must diverge now, go they up or go down. In every tavern, in every town, I will always raise a glass to you by the firelight's glow. For your hearts will be with me wherever I go. So here's a health to the company, and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may and might never all meet here again. So here's a health to the company, and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may and might never all meet here again. There we go. Thank you all very much. It has been a lovely evening. Yes, Matthew, I know there are people who are not pub sing or Ren Fair people out there who know stuff too. You especially, having been a folk DJ for so many years. And apparently my father, the man who taught me the Eddystone Light, has made his appearance. Thank you very much, Dad. Yes, Beth, you're absolutely right. This hour went by way too fast. I will be doing this again next month because, why not? We're all still stuck at home, and I love being able to entertain you folks from my living room, from my office. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Have a fantastic evening. Again, join me next month. If you're not on my mailing list, please go ahead and get on the mailing list, because that's the easy way to do things. The easy way to do it is actually to text the word harp music, all one word. Do not let autocorrect on your phone change that. Harp music to 44222. And when you do that, you will be asked to enter your email address. And that will put you on my email list, and you will get a free song in trade for doing that. So thank you so much. And it's been fantastic seeing you all. Thank you all very much. Have a lovely evening. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.